Hey guys, okay, we're going to be doing solving some simultaneous equations. Now, basically what this means is, instead of just having one equation where we have to solve for an x, look at this. There's one equation, there's another equation, there's two equations now. What else do you notice? Well, there's not just an x, there's an x and a y. Now, because there's two unknowns, okay, we can't just solve that without two equations. Because if you have a look at this, x plus y equals 5. Now, there's so many numbers that you could add together to make 5. For instance, x could be 1 and y could be 4 because 1 plus 4 equals 5. X could be 2 and y could be 3 because 2 plus 3 also equals 5. Okay, now you might think, okay, well, there's not really that many. But if you start talking about negative numbers, there's actually an infinite amount. Because let's say minus 10, x is minus 10, that would make y 15, and that still holds true. Minus 10 plus 15 equals 5. So there's actually an infinite amount of numbers that I could add together to make the number 5. Okay, now, because this is the case, we can't just solve this one equation as it is. We actually need two equations. So that's why we've got two equations. We need a number for the x and a number for the y that will go into both of these equations and make both equations true, okay? Because that will mean there's only one answer. Whereas at the moment, if I've just got this one equation, as I showed you, there's an infinite amount of answers, okay? So we're going to look at these two equations and we're going to find what value for x and y will go into just these two equations and make them both correct. All right, we have this table. Now, I would like for you to fill in this table on your computer. Just type in the numbers as we go. That will be fine. All right, so we've got, let's have a look at this first one, x plus y equals 5. So I need two numbers that add together to make 5. Well, I've put 5 for you in these columns. All right, so let's fill out the y column. So I need 0 plus what equals 5. Now I'm sure you can all tell me that that number is 5. So 0 plus 5 equals 5. 1 plus what equals 5? 1 plus 4. 2 plus what equals 5? 2 plus 3. Okay, and you can fill out the rest of these numbers. 4 plus 1 equals 5, and 5 plus 0 equals 5. All right, let's come over here. Now we've got the other equation. Now, we're just looking at this part for now, 5x plus 3y. But we do want that to be equal to 19. That's our goal. Okay, so let's look at 5x plus 3y. Well, if x is 0 and y is 5, what will this equal? We have 5x, so 5 lots of x, so 5 times 0, plus 3 lots of y, so y is 5, so plus 3 lots of 5. What does that equal? Let's do the same thing for the next numbers. I'll change colour for you. Now we've got the same thing, 5 times, now this time x is 1 and y is 4. So 5 times 1 plus 3 lots of y, 3 times 4, what does that equal? All right, let's do the next one. The rule is 5 times x, so 5 times x is 2 this time, 5 times 2 plus 3 times y, this time y is 3, so 3 times 3, what does that equal? Let's keep going with our table. We've got 5 times x, this time x is 3, so 5 times 3, plus 3 times y, y is 2. What does that equal? All right, 5 times, this one, x is 4, so 5 times 4, plus 3 times y, y is now 1. 3 times 1, what does that equal? And the last one, 5 times x, so this time's 5 times 5, plus 3 times y, 3 times 0, what does that equal? All right, let's go through and answer these questions. 5 lots of 0 is 0, plus 3 times 5 is 15, 0 plus 15 is 15. Now, the other option is you could just go through and put all these into your calculator. That would give you an answer as well. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 times 4 is 12. So I've got 5 plus 12. That gives me 17. Okay, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 times 3 is 9. 10 plus 9 gives me 19. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6. 15 plus 6 gives me 21. 5 times 4 is 20. 3 times 1 is 3. 20 plus 3 gives me 23. And the last one, 5 times 5 is 25. Plus 3 times 0 is 0. 25 plus 0 is 25. Okay, which one of these was the number we were looking for? Do you remember? Well, our original equation is this over here, 5x plus 3y equals 19. So our 5x plus 3y had to equal 19. So here is our 19, which means these are the correct values for x and y. Okay, so when x is 2 and y is 3, they both add together to make 5, tick. And when x is 2 and y is 3, 5 times the x plus 3 times the y gives me 19, tick. It satisfies both equations. All right, so our answer for question 1 is x equals 2 and y equals 3. Now, as a coordinate, we could also write that as 2, 3 with brackets around them. Lovely, there's our first question done. All right, let's do question number 2. Question number 2, we've got 2 more equations this time. Here they are, x plus y equals 7 and 3x minus 2y equals 11. All right, I might just write the 11 over here. 11, there we go. Okay, so we've got x plus y is 7 and 3x minus 2y is 11. Okay, let's fill in our table first of all with the x plus y having to equal 7. So if x is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, y has to be the number to add up to 7. So if x is 0, y is 7 because these two added together equal 7. If x is 1, y is 6 because these two added together equal 7. I would like for you to pause the video and fill out the rest of these numbers, please. And then you can come back and we will continue together. Okay, so you should have all these numbers filled out for me so that they all add up to 7. 2 plus 5, 3 plus 4, 4 plus 3, 5 plus 2, 6 plus 1, and 7 plus 0. All right, now I want to know if x is 0 and if y is 7, what is 3 lots of x take away 2 lots of y? All right, well, if x is 0, we've got 3 lots of 0 take away 2 lots of y, y is 7, so 2 lots of 7, what does that equal? If x is 1 and y is 6, I need 3 lots of 1, take away 2 lots of 6, what does that equal? If x is 2 and y is 5, then I'll have 3 lots of 2, take away 2 lots of y, which will be 2 lots of 5, what does that equal? If x is 3 and y is 4, it will be 3 lots of 3, take away 2 lots of 4, and what does that equal? If x is 4, y is 3, it will be 3 lots of x, which is 3 lots of 4, take away 2 lots of y, which is 2 lots of 3. Okay, you get the picture. So again, can you please pause the video? Can you complete the rest of this table? And then you can unpause and come back to me. Okay, so you should have these numbers filled out. Let's just go through and check your answers. So 3 times 0 is 0. So you should have 0. Take away 2 times 7 is 14. So 0 take away 14, you should have minus 14 there. All right, 3 times 1 is 3. Take away 2 times 6 is 12. 3 take away 12, you should have minus 9. 2 times 3 is 6. Take away 2 times 5 is 10. 6 take away 10 is minus 4. 3 times 3 is 9. Take away 2 times 4 is 8. We're getting into a bit of a pattern here. 9 take away 8 is 1. 3 times 4 is 12. Take away 2 times 3 is 6. 12 take away 6 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. Take away 2 times 2 is 4. 15 take away 4 gives me 11. 3 times 6 is 18. Take away 2 times 1 is 2. 18 take away 2 is 16. 3 times 7, 21. Take away 2 times 0 is 0. 21 take away 0 is 21. Okay, so these numbers down here in black are the numbers that I get when I substitute these x and y values into 3x minus 2y. Now, do we remember what 3x minus 2y had to equal? Well, let's come back up to our equations here. 3x minus 2y has to equal 11. Do any of our answers equal 11? And yes, of course they do here. Lovely. Okay, so that means that this is the correct answer. My numbers are 5 and 2. So x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 2 because those two numbers will satisfy both equations. When x is 5 and y is 2, 5 plus 2 equals 7. And when x is 5 and y is 2, 3 lots of 5, take away 2 lots of 2 is 11, which is exactly what I need. So our answer, x is 5, y is 2. Okay. I think you guys can employ the exact same tactic to complete the next couple of questions. All right, so you need to start off. Which numbers add to 4? If x is 0, y has to be 4 because 0 plus 4 is 4. If x is 1, y has to be 3 because 1 plus 3 equals 4. Okay, then you can substitute these x and y values in over here where you have 3 lots of x. Now 3 lots of x is 0, so 3 times 0 plus 5 times y, in this case y is 4. Work out what that equals. 3 times 0 is 0 plus 5 times 4 is 20. 0 plus 20 gives me 20. Now what do you need it to equal? You need it to equal 14. So you need to find the pair of numbers that when I put it into this equation, 3x plus 5y, it equals 14. Okay, off you go. Same applies to the last two sets of simultaneous equations. Down here, the only difference is y take away x equals 2. So here's x, okay? If I take it away from y, the result has to be 2. So fill out our 2's in our table here. Now y is 2. 2 take away 0 is 2. What number when I take away 1 will give me 2? Well, that'll have to be 3 because 3 take away 1 gives me 2. 4 take away 2 gives me 2. 5 take away 3 gives me 2. You should see a pattern here. 6 take away 4 gives me 2. And 7 take away 5 gives me 2. All right, put each of these numbers into our equation over here. So you've got 9 times x. So 9 times x, which in this case is 0. Take away 4 times y. We're testing for y being 2. What does that equal? 9 times 0 is 0. Take away 4 times 2 is 8. 0 take away 8 gives me minus 8. Now we're trying to find it when 9 lots of x take away 4 lots of y gives us a positive 7. Okay, so you need to keep testing all your numbers until you get 7.